Alright, so welcome back to the last part of my sketchbook flip through. This is where we left off, and I will link the video of the previous part of the sketchbook in the description. So let's turn the page. Here I continued on with some figure studies. I have a girl with a flowy blouse. I have a girl just chilling with her arms in her pockets, and I'm not that good with like anatomy as I've said before, so the arms are a little wonky, but once again I like that style. Then we have, I think, yeah, this was the duck cap with the flaps, and I found another picture of this little boy with the duck flaps, so holding his arms out, so I wanted to draw that. And then we have a little girl bending forwards, I think tying her shoes or something, so that was also fun. I think I did her oh my god, I can't speak today. Her proportions are a little off, but that doesn't bother me too much. I still like it. Ooh, and this one I really do like. I decided to add in some Tombow markers. Let me see. I actually have them here. The Tombow markers. This is not the exact color, but yeah, this is what they look like. They're the Tombow ABT acid free. And they don't actually bleed through on the other page of the sketchbook, which is nice. And then I also drew a little girl holding a stuffy duck, I believe it is. And she's got a cute little hat and her raincoat, which is very cute. And then I continued on with some more figures. I'm not as happy with these ones. The proportions of this are a little off. I like this bear that I drew. I don't know if you can see it that clearly, but yeah, she had a bear, and then it's just a girl standing, basically. So yeah, not too much to say about those. And then I wanted to try out my, let's see, I have one here. This is once again not the exact color, but my Copic Chow markers. And I used a really light pink for the skin, but I forgot that when you use pencil, it like smudges around, so this one is a bit smudged, but I'm still happy with it. And she, like the girl in the reference picture on Pinterest, once again my best friend, she was holding her hair with her hand, so I just like suggested the hand. And I don't know what happened down here. I don't think her arm should be going in that much, but too late to fix that now. And then I just did a sketch of another Pinterest girl. She was wearing a really nice paper crown, and she had a collar of some sort that I really liked. And I used my Faber-Castell Polychromos just lightly to fill in the blush on her cheeks and her mouth. So yeah, I didn't want to color this in completely, because sometimes I mess that up, and I was so happy with how it had turned out already. And then we have another figure drawing of a little girl holding a book, and I tried to draw her face. I found another picture of the same little girl, and I tried to draw her face, but yeah, I'm not too great at drawing children. I think her eyes should have been further apart and probably a bit bigger. But yeah, it's all practice. And then here we have a portrait that I didn't finish because I wasn't happy with the face, and I I just basically gave up on it. And this is my roommate that you may know. It's the other person running this channel. And I just wanted to practice doing a quick study of them. But I think I did this a couple of weeks ago, and I've been drawing a lot since, so I think I've improved quite a lot. So I would like to draw them again to just see how much I've improved. And I tried to stick this on here with washi tape, but the tape keeps curling up, so it's not that attached to the page, unfortunately. And here we have another figure, the simple hands once again. I tried to draw the way her hair was like away from her face at the top, but I just sort of think it looks like almost mouse ears, so I am not too happy with that. But this one I am happy with. It was just a quick little sketch, once again from Pinterest, and I tried to make it smaller since I struggle with drawing smaller than this. The proportions tend to be off when I do that for some reason, but it's practice. This is also from Pinterest. It's a girl wearing a scarf, and I just shaded her face with the pencil I was using. It's nothing fancy, it's just a regular pencil. It doesn't even have the number on it, so unfortunately I don't know, but it's quite a hard lead pencil. And now we get to this one. I actually have a video of me drawing this one on the channel. If you're interested, I will also be linking that below. This was just like a 7-10 minute study. And I'm happy with this, although I think her eyes are too far up on her face, which was an oversight on my part. I tend to just block out where I'm gonna put the eyes, and I think that when I drew them in, I drew them a bit above the circle I had made. And here's another study. I tried to include a simple hand, once again only the shape of a hand, not actually the fingers drawn out, because I'm not too good at that. But I really like the way I shaded her nose, and especially like above the eyes. That was very nice. And here I was trying my hand at drawing a girl in not perspective, from the side. And that's not something I usually do, so I didn't think it went too well. Something's off with the proportions here, but yeah, I gave her a little nice floof at the back. And then here I did another study. I just shaded it in simple once again. And some more figures. I really like this one. Once again, I tried to draw it smaller so that I could practice the proportions. I actually think it went okay, and I just shaded it in with my 2 light Tombow ABT markers once again. So, no bleed through onto this page. And then here I tried to draw a face even smaller, and it was also angled, so she's looking like down at the camera, so you get a lot of the bottom of her nose, and the bridge is shorter. I mean, it went alright. I'm not completely happy with it, but. And then here I drew a soda can that I just had in front of me in my usual sketchy style. And I wanted to practice a smaller face once again. I think something went wrong with the eyes this time. But the nose I am happy with. And then I found just a simple sneaker off of Pinterest, and I quickly drew that, so there's not a lot to say about this. I used my Tombow markers once again to fill it in, but this gray is actually my Letraset Pro marker in Cool Gray 1. I have other cool grays like my Touch markers, and they're a lot cooler in the tone. They're almost blue. So this one, I don't think this is a cool color at all actually, but you know, they say it is, so I guess I'll have to trust it. And this is a portrait I did. It doesn't look at all anything like the reference picture, but so the likeness isn't there at all, but I'm happy with it. I got some values. I enjoy the darker parts here, and I tried to use this pro marker to make like hair up here, but you can't really see it. And I just sketched using my Tombow markers, so you can't see any lines. And then here's some more figures. This is actually me from like 2017, 2018. And this is just a girl reading a book. And here I use my Tombow markers once again. This was before I got my Winsor & Newton pro markers. And I haven't really figured out how to use those properly yet. It's a bit scary with going dark, and I haven't really figured out how to blend with them properly yet. But anyway, this was before that. So I used my Tombow markers and then my Jelly Roll highlighter on the bridge of the nose. Here is another simple portrait study. I just shaded this in using the pencil, the same old pencil that I always use. And I especially like the shadow beneath her fringe because it really like pushes the fact that there's a bit of a gap between the hair and the rest of the face, which I think looks nice. And this is taken, I think she's looking down a bit, so the shape of the nose is a bit different, which I tried to emulate, but I think I did a good job actually. I'm proud of that one. And here we have another Tombow marker illustration. The color of the skin was originally a lot lighter in the reference photo, so I'm not too happy about the color of the skin. But because since I only have 2 markers in the Tombow line that I use for skin, the skin tones end up looking the exact same when I shade them, so that's a bummer. But I've expanded the range of markers, but like all alcohol markers. This is just a simple figure drawing. I suggested the hand as usual. Yeah, not too much to say about this. It's a very loose sketch, and I tried to add in the more cartoony eyes and nose. And you'll see that going forward in this book that I start to add those features just to give the character something on their face, so it's not just empty. And this is another Tombow marker illustration. I am not too happy about this one. I think the values on this side should be darker or something. I don't really know. It feels so fancy throwing around the word values, like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, not too happy with this one. I also didn't really blend out the blush that much, and something happened with the nose. But yeah. And ooh, this one I am actually very happy about. It came out great. This is also from Pinterest, and it's just a girl wearing like a headscarf. I like the way I shaded her cheeks, especially. I feel like you can see them pop, like how round they are. So yeah, and this was me just doodling on some notes. This is also, both of these are done in the Tombow markers that I have. And I like how this eye turned out. I was not sure about it until I filled in the eye in the middle and gave it a highlight. So this sort of saved it. And well, this nose is okay. I didn't really know where to put the highlight on this because I felt like in the reference picture there wasn't much of a highlight, so I just left it out. And here we have another sketch. Oh, excuse the noise in the background, my roommates are vacuuming. And I enjoy these features so much. I love the broader nose bridge, and the eyes are a bit further apart, which I tried to do justice. And this turtleneck, it reminds me of The Sims, like the plumb bob. And yeah, I like how I shaded this. Now, this page I'm not as happy about. I tried to do a quick doodle that didn't go too well, but I wanted to practice just a nose and a mouth, so I did that. And here's just a simple drawing, also off of Pinterest. I was trying out something with like colored pencils, but yeah, it's just basically like I do with regular pencil. But I think I made the eyes too small, actually. I'm not sure how I feel about this. It's giving me sort of Frankenstein's monster vibes with the eyes, and then it's flat up here. And then here, we don't talk about this. I was trying to do a hand. It didn't turn out the way I wanted. And then I just sketched the outline of some hands. We also don't talk about this. And then I was trying to draw some feet. This one is the best one by far, which, I mean, isn't saying much because I don't like this one either. But I was trying to do one, and it turned out like a hoof, so I just turned it into a hoof instead. And here we have just some legs with some shoes. Oh, that's a hair. Ignore that you saw that. And then I found this cool collar on Pinterest, and I wanted to just do a head with a collar. And so I added in the little goober once again. And this, I found like a cool picture of a girl reclining wearing like a peasant dress with sort of a, what do you call it, like not a bralette, like a corset top. And here we have just a quick sketch with the goober eyes once again, and another quick sketch just of someone in a like fancy dress holding a gun. The gun is a bit smudged out, but. And here we have another almost full figure drawing. The thing I'm most happy with about this one is the face. I think the face turned out great. The hair is also nice. But I don't know how I feel about the body. I sort of gave up, so she doesn't have the arms or anything. And here's another sketch off of Pinterest in pencil. The only thing I filled in with this was like this pro marker, and I tend to fill out the top of the eyes for some light shading and the mouth, and I'm really happy about this one. I really enjoy drawing in this loose style. And here I was watching, I think it was like Drawing with Waffles, and they did like a sitting pose in gray, so I wanted to try to emulate that, but I don't know how it went actually. And here we have, on this day, I was really into birds for some reason. So I started with drawing this, what's it say, carrion crow, in my touch markers in the cool colors. And I used a jelly roll pen for the highlights. And then I doodled a bird, and I covered up something with this square, and I just made the outline of it. Because the thing that was underneath, I can't even remember what it was at this point, but I didn't like it. And then just a goober bird, but I don't know how I feel about him. And then I did, yeah, so there's quite a bit of a bleed through with these markers, as you can see. So I just did, oh, I cut off his head. Oopsie. So I just did a, oh my god, what's happening to my voice? I don't know. Things are strange today. I just did a little bird in colored pencil, and I still don't really know how to layer colored pencil, so I feel like a lot of the white is sticking out from like the page shining through. But yeah, I'm happy with it. And then I just doodled another bird for fun. And here we have some experimentation with the gray marker set once again. I used the goober face, and I'm quite happy with this one actually. And then, if you remember from the start of the sketchbook, I had a character named Mitra. So I tried to sort of redraw her. I don't know how I feel about this, but I like the shadow on the left part of the face, suggesting cheekbones and the like. And then another doodle of a parakeet with like a hair clip. I thought that was cool. And then another crazy bird just having its beak open. And then we don't talk about this one. I found a cool, like, someone had done like a sun and moon Halloween costume on Pinterest. I tried to draw that. Didn't go well. I tried to save it by adding the goober face. I think that made it worse. And then just a loose drawing of, from, I think it's a book that's like the weirdest 80s Halloween costumes. And there was this old man dressed as, I think, a moth or something. So I just thought that was funny. And then here, I don't know if you can see it with all the bleed through from the next page, but I just did a quick sketch of the Grinch. Not much to say about him. And then here we have another lady off of Pinterest. I tried my hand at using the Letraset Pro marker for the skin and the touch markers for the dress, and you can clearly see how much colder the touch markers are here compared to the Letraset Pro marker that also claims to be a cold hue. But I mean, I don't really believe it. And here's a pumpkin chai from Starbucks that I did. I'm happy with this one. I think it turned out nice. I especially like the gleam up here, and I don't know if you can see this, but I sort of shaded out ice cubes, which I think turned out nice. So yeah, I'm happy with it. And then here we're quickly running out of Sketchbook. So I figured, why not end the sketchbook the way I started it? So here's doodle off of Pinterest. I used just a marker to color this, like coloring the lines, and I like adding the little boop at the top of the hair, which I then promptly forgot about doing to these two ones. But then we have another full figure. As I said, I can't speak today. And I'm not sure if this is like an updated version of Mitra, but yeah, I like how this turned out. And then I did another one of her just sitting, and another one of her leaning over, like sitting with her legs crisscrossed. And all of these are from references on Pinterest, and that's the end of the sketchbook actually. So thank you for flipping through this with me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!